What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. And first of all, before I get started in today's video, shout out to each and every last one of you guys. We rock out with your boy. Trust me, that shit means the world to me. For all of you guys like Christina Bennett, John Mendoza, Chris, the Ruham, Cracksterdam. I got a few of you guys. Your merch stuff will be sent out today. And again, that's way of me saying thank you. I got about 5,000 t-shirts. Way of me saying thank you again for rocking out and supporting me in the platform. Rocking out and supporting me on Twitch. Again, this shit means the world to me. Also, too, man, I hope you guys are being safe out there, man. This thing is going on. This virus. I hope you guys taking it seriously. The quarantine. I have a few family members that have it. Spoke to my cousin the other day, young guy. Called him, Kais. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? You're on the phone, and you know, it was sounded horrible. Almost brought a tear to mine, man. Like, seriously, man. Like, you guys are taking this thing serious, man. It's no joke, man. You know, when you guys go out there, go grocery shopping, you know, because it's cross-contamination. You go grocery shopping. We get into the bills. Come on. You know, 70% alcohol or bleach water. Wipe your foods and your groceries off before you bring them inside the house. You know, sit outside, whether you're in an apartment building or whatever. Lay your stuff out on the porch, get another bag, come upstairs in the house, spray the stuff down, wipe it down before you put it inside your refrigerator or cabinets or whatever, man. Like, that stuff lived on surfaces for a while, man. It's a lot of things. But anyway, getting into today's video. Oh, we may have that cocky Microsoft back again, you know, those days of Donnie D, how you say, quote unquote, be the behemoth you are. Now, I've been seeing a lot of talk, you know, from the PlayStation guys and quoting this, you know, I guess what the big thing was from the Crytek developer. When the article came through, I was on Twitch and so, shout out to Vaughn. Vaughn sent me like, yo, look, so this Crytek developer said. And then it was translated from some Tibetan site. It was in the middle. You know what I mean? They say everyone has their sources, man. But you know, come to find out the guy was a indie mobile developer. I don't even think Crytek even has a dedicated PlayStation or on the Xbox side of things. But anyway, it's a more powerful console. But look at Microsoft. We're gonna get to this. When Microsoft's coming out, you see the title of the video. Microsoft Exec, we have a better console. We're not worried about the power. Phil said also that he felt, you know, better, you know, felt more confident after Sony had their reveal, or how you say, their GDC note. My man was whispering, Mark Cerny, where do you see my specs? Sound like my man from the Yin Yang Twins. Where do you see my specs? Literally was whispering, right? They threw out a number of 10.28 T-flops, variable frequencies. That's not only one time, was not consistent. They should have gave the base clock speeds, but neither here nor there. I think the PlayStation is Sony's gonna have a hell of a console. They're gonna do wonders with that, you know, console. But even with Microsoft again having the power crown, the power in their corner, right? And then for those who have been rocking out for a while, told you guys that I've seen some, you know, the DMs, read a few. Like, sometimes I'll be privy to some things, and what Phil was basically saying, not just Phil, was another person within the conversation too. I showed the DMs on one of my shows. I had to scribble out some names, but said they wouldn't relinquish the power crown again. They like saying they have the world's most powerful console. But what does that mean? They have the world's most powerful console now, and they're still delivering games like Bleeding Edge and Grounded, you know, where Sony's exclusives still look better graphically. And this all comes down to this. Hear me out, you know. That's why I tell my Pony brothers, my PlayStation guys, they have the power crown. There's no disputing that. You know what I mean? Say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? Leave that argument alone. The stick that you have in the better games. Microsoft console was 12 T-flops, you know, and not just like it has a faster memory, you know, faster CPU, faster GPU. This we know. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the games. Now, I'm telling you right now, Microsoft, if they do the same thing what they did with the X, because I have the Xbox One X, I have the PlayStation 4 Pro. The X is a hell of a console. It's a multi-plat box. You know what I mean? If they're waiting, or how you say, for a third party to show the power of their console, they're gonna run into an issue again. At the start of this generation, yes, it was all about 900p to 1080p. We know this, you know. Sony having quote unquote, or the PlayStation having to defend in the version of the multiplats, you know. Didn't really have any games, but they had the better version of the multiplats, you know. But what Sony did have was aggressive marketing. They went out and got all the big third-party games, the Destinies, the Star Wars Battlefronts, Red Dead Redemption. You know what I mean? So then when Microsoft did get the quote unquote the power crown back with the X, Sony still had the bigger multiplat. So when the version that you did see to the casual, you know what I mean? You saw Sony's version. And then by that time, Sony started coming out with their exclusives. Because at the start of the generation, this generation, Sony really didn't have any games. Just being honest. They had Bloodborne, The Last of Us Remastered, you know. Even Sony said themselves that their first party offerings were sparse, you know. Where, we can be subjective or objective. I kind of prefer the Xbox offering as far as first part, like the Quantum Breaks or the Rise, or my favorite part was Sunset Overdrive, and I like the Quantum Break. I like the Rise. The combat kind of got a little repetitive, but the story was ill. Like I liked the Order 1886 gameplay. I didn't like the gun mechanic, but I liked the story. You know, with a sequel, it was promising. You know what I mean? But again, Microsoft having the power means nothing without the games, you know. Especially, hope not, if they could change this fad or this trend, what they have going on now with games like Bleeding Edge, or what's Rare next offering, the Wilding or whatever the hell. That's not a graphically impressive game. But Hellblade 2, you see it back there. I didn't care for the first game, but that was jaw dropping. I give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? Their first party studios, they're going to have to take advantage of their hardware, just like Sony does with their own, with Naughty Dog or Sony Santa Monica. Look at God of War, beautiful game. The Last of Us 2, whenever it comes out, beautiful game. Ghost of Tsushima, a beautiful game. You know what I mean? Their first party studios. We can be subjective or objective. I'm not a big Halo guy, right? I understand it's a huge game, but my jaw didn't drop when I seen the trailer for Halo Infinite. It didn't wow me. But my jaw dropped when I seen The Last of Us, even though those are current gen games. I was like, wow. My jaw dropped when I seen Hellblade 2, and that was in pre-production. You know, so Matt is going to look even better by the time the game comes out. You know what I mean? You know, but I like this Microsoft coming out. You know, being a little cocky. Like I said, it's good for competition. It's great for gaming. You know, also it's come down to pricing. Well, Phil just did an interview with one of those IGN or something. You know, pricing is important. I think they're gonna, try to meet Sony with the, whatever Sony comes. Like I said, I think the PlayStation 5 will be $500. I mean, that's my opinion. You know, $500 according to the Bloomberg report. It was $450 for all the parts. They spent the most on cooling because the console is overclocked. It was that's not even building it. Now we got this whole thing with the outbreak of the virus and, things being pushed back and delayed. I think these consoles are still going to come out in this holiday season because neither one of Sony or Microsoft don't want to miss the busiest shopping day of the year, which is Black Friday, the holidays. They both, like I said, will be releasing most likely $500 consoles and Christmas time. Bam! It's the biggest day, as far as, as far as retail all over the world, the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, neither one of them, I think the consoles are going to be in, how should I say, in demand. I don't think there's going to be a lot of them because of what's going on right now. I think there's going to be very little stock. So once these consoles first go up to be able to be pre-ordered, I'm going into, Best Buy. I don't know if Best Buy's even open. I'm going into Best Buy. I've been in the house. Days 26 quarantine. I'm going to Best Buy. I'm going to put $100 on the Xbox Series X, $100 on the PlayStation 5, and each month I'm going to drop $100. You know what I mean? So by the time it comes out, I'm not going to own anything. We got the storage, the proprietary, you know, the SSDs, the expansion, which is going to be very expensive. I seen 1 terabyte for that Microsoft was going with Seagate. And I think 1 terabyte, I think the cheapest I seen was like $120. No telling what Sony's going to charge for their external. You know what I mean? They are working with third parties. But it's very expensive, man. So get that. It'll get me an extra controller, dual sense. That's not going to be a $60 controller. I'll say between 75 to maybe $100. A lot of stuff going on in there. So again, finding out, say price is going to be important. But going back with the name of the article here, I'm talking about a whole bunch of shit. It's going to come down to the games. Them having the most powerful box means nothing. Yes, Nintendo gets away with murder. Nintendo has dog shit hardware. You know, I don't care for games. I don't care for Nintendo. I'm not into Animal Crossing. I'm not into the Marios and stuff. You know, shout out to those that likes those games. Not for me. But Nintendo can get away with putting out such anemic hardware. And to be fair, hear me out. What I mean by anemic, check it out. Nintendo had the goal to release a 9th generation offering, which is a 9th generation console. The Wii U was the 8th generation offering, believe it or not. The Wii U came out a year before the PS4 and the Xbox One, but that console came out to compete against the PS4 and the Xbox One, which didn't release it. It failed miserably. Then Nintendo went and got a drop one and released the Switch, which is their 9th generation also. These motherfuckers put out a console. Now I know it's a handheld, but they call it a console. This is their 9th generation offering that's weakened in 2013 hardware. Now, could Sony get away with that? Hell no. Because again, they depend, you know, Sony does have a great first party line, but they depend a lot on third party, the big multiplats, which a lot of those games don't come to the Switch, you know what I mean? Because they can't run for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? But getting back to what I was saying, it's going to come down to Microsoft and what their first party studios can do with it. And they have to showcase their talent. If they can't, doesn't matter. It's going to be another multi-plat box again, and especially I can imagine what the next God of War is going to look like on the PlayStation 5. So look crazy. You know what I mean? Could you imagine what the next Last of Us or Horizon Zero Dawn on Spider-Man, what's it going to look like on that, you know, PlayStation 5? It's going to look amazing, you know? But anyway, this is your boy Nexus 720. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you feel about Microsoft, you know, out there kind of strutting, you know? What was his exact words here? I'm putting words in. It said, Microsoft Exec, we have a better console. We're not worried about the power, you know, around it. But more powerful box. What are your thoughts about that? You know? Leave a comment down below. Listen also to hit the like button. Leave a comment. I'm going to leave a comment. I read them all. You know, I'll reply to some of you guys. Like, long as you ain't saying that weird, you know, I like all your comments. Talk to me. I'm in the comment section right now. I don't get my daughter for work in a minute, so I'm up early. Listen, let me know what you think below. Does it matter to you? Like I said, I will be buying both consoles day one. I'm that type of guy. I gotta have it, man. I gotta have it, man. But anyway, this is your boy Nexus 720. I'm out of here. Also, like I said, be careful. Be safe, man. Be careful. Be safe.